this slide, the items to remember, we have covered this time and time again. I'm going to point out several things here, and I hope it comes across well. I don't know how to stress how important it is to get trained on Equinox before you go out to the job and try Equinox. There are so many resources, both online and regional trainings being held. Forrest is going to tell you more about those. But there were trainings out in Santa Clara, Long Beach, Chicago, and these are all just recently. And there's more coming up in Canada, for example, in Toronto. Take advantage of asking questions, planning projects, coming out to those trainings and finding out questions that are specific to your needs. I carry this brand, will it work? I'm trying to do this, will it work? Find out the basics and the tips and tricks. Dave Patterson and Forrest in training, they are fantastic resources of information there, plus the online videos that we've already mentioned. The next thing I will mention is that widgets are generated by the DC file. So it's really, really critical now, not that it wasn't in the past, but it's even more so, that you pay attention to the parameters in the Design Center file. And this is a huge time saver, right? Talk about all the programming time and layout and touchscreen design that's been saved. We mentioned using Premier Partners, an even bigger time saver. Find the right driver. It's marked by the EQ and the check mark. There are several drivers out there typically that have similar names to some of the products that are out there. Use the one with the check mark, okay? That is the check mark and the EQ symbol. That means it's EQ compatible. And then last but not least, don't forget, once you do your programming and set up the screens, or do your Design Center programming and set up the screens, to go back around and set up profiles. Take the time to personalize the environment for your customers. Because remember, they're the ones who helped us design Equinox. We really didn't design it or come up with it. We worked it together with your customers, our customers, to figure out how to do this. They want you to personalize this. They want you to take advantage of the power that Equinox gives you with 3 levels. Okay, so set up those profiles, that different combination of widgets and the different defaults that you see for thermostats and lighting and the upcoming shades and timers. The other thing that you'll want to do, because of widgets and the time saving, if you will delete unnecessary tasks. So for example, if you're moving from an older project to a newer project and you use climate, you can delete the majority of those thermostat tasks, and it will dramatically increase your program times and save storage space on the controller and processing power. So it's worth doing. All right, let's talk about this this next slide. Reed, we got one more, maybe 2 more slides to go through before we turn it over to Forrest and take some questions. So what's coming next? Because the climate widget has been out as it's designed now for going on about 10 months. But what is coming up with climate? So a couple of things that we're going to do is improve what we call the ribbon. So when you're in the climate widget second level, there is the top left-hand side the opportunity to press the thermostat's name and present a quick jump ribbon. And on that ribbon we show you, let me back up. The reason for that ribbon, obviously for quick jumping, is when you have more than 7 or 8 thermostats in a project, you may want to get to the end of the list quite quickly. And that ribbon has the opportunity for us to add more information to it, such as status, more graphical improvements as to what's going on each of the stats that are shown. Plus, you can still quick jump to that particular status instead of having to swipe through left to right. The next thing we're going to be adding to the climate widget is what we call the overview page. So right now, you have a scheduling page, and then you have individual thermostat pages. We're going to be adding a new page, which will be to the far left, which will allow you to see all of the thermostats in the project at a glance. So if you have 15 thermostats, I think we'll be able to show 9 at a time or so. Swipe down a little bit and you can scroll through them, similar to what you would do maybe in the lighting widget today. But you'll see them without having to expand. We're going to be adding a few more schedules to the default 4 schedules right now. We've had several requests for that. Then we're going to be adding fan speed icons for those variable speed motors that are supported in different systems. One of the things that I also wanted to point out that will be upcoming in Design Center is an Equinox View, which will be similar to the enclosure and bus views. So you'll be able to see an Equinox 7.3 or app and then get not a graphical preview, but a tree preview of what widgets will be on that object and what the pages will be. And then you'll notice the problem notification and suggestion panel is new to 3.3, that second bullet point. That will be coming out in a few weeks, where when you click on a 7.3 or an app object or a 4.1, we give you, there's a new tab, in addition to the Properties tab, there's a new tab that tells you all about the different widgets and possible warnings, like a yellow, blue, red warning level for, hey, you should be aware of, on this 7.3, you may see problems with this driver, or this is all good, no errors, or no sources selected, etc. And then we have a bunch of reports coming out. And that very bottom view, you guys, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of small, but that is a real screen capture from my house, actually. It's a live view that we're introducing in 3.3 of the thermostat in Design Center. So as I discussed earlier, you can do the live testing. That bottom section is all new, where you can see the current temperature and affect the modes. So that's new. And that's what's coming up next for climate. We're really excited about a lot of these options and opportunities, as they'll help you present and provide a climate solution that is really, really what your customers want.